Hello and welcome back to Tarot by Lodestone Productions, where we help you discover your true north. I am Aditi, and this is a message for whenever this message reaches you, because Spirit is not bound to our time and space continuum, and so the only time by which we tell time is divine time. Dig what I'm saying? So let us check our spiritual voicemail and see what's what. Shall we? Do let's. So, preconceived notions and the judgments that are heaped upon the one being observed. Preconceived notions and the judgments attached that are heaped on the one being observed. Now, we're a whole big wide world, right? Which means that it takes all kinds to keep it balanced. So stuff that makes me happy may not necessarily make the next person happy. Doesn't mean that one is wrong and one is right at all. But if somebody is doing something that, just doesn't really rock with you, you don't have to have that in your nucleus, But far be it from you to cast a haughty judgment upon someone else because they do something that you won't. Man, that sounded self-righteous, didn't it? Ha! All right. Well, we're going to talk about preconceived notions today. So, let's see what Spirit has to say. Here we go. Surrender to the divine with the Two of Wands. I'm confused. Hold on. Preconceived notions. Surrender to the divine, Two of Wands. Okay, so you are responsible for the direction that you take. You are not responsible for the directions that others take. Reason being, well, quite frankly, it's really none of your business what happens behind your back. Oh, message. When it's time for you to know about it, it will be right in front of you. We're just going to go ahead and focus on this wand over here, which means minding the business that pays you. The time to give rather than take with the Warden of Daggers and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, give yourself some space. Step away from things that disturb your peace. Protect your peace fiercely. You can't protect your peace if you're worrying about what someone else is doing. Give yourself 50 feet. A win-win outcome is forecast with the Warden of Wands, Three of Daggers, and Nine of Cups. That's fantastic. Because that means that, hold on, that's fantastic. You're actually choosing to do what feels good, not focus on the pain, and that makes your heart space very happy. See, when you mind your own business, everybody wins. Oh. When you focus on your stuff and start healing things from the core it reflects on the outside. Page of Cups, Hanged, Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, Seven of Wands, Knight of Daggers. You know, learning how to show grace and learning how to let things go. Learning how to learning how to let things go. No. Inserting love into the situation, and inserting love into the situation to yourself, which is not normal. This isn't love. This isn't love I'm talking about. This is accountability. That's tough love. Very uncomfortable. You want to act like you're chilling. But when in the history of ever is hanging by one leg ever like a chill place to be? Yeah. Yeah, when you mind your own business, everybody wins. Wheel of Fortune. And this little spark of, it's like a hit of adrenaline discussing others. Yeah. And so that spark is now internalized, like you're turning it in because you need that energy. Minding other people's business is just so easy to do. Like, there's so much of it out there. Jeez. So you have to slice away at it almost frantically, especially when you first learn how to do it. You know, I see it a lot, and I've definitely been victim to it, especially like early on. And it's always when you're like an advanced beginner at something. That's always the dangerous place to be, you know? But the feeling of self-importance and the ego is just like, it's just out there. And it's not the healthy dose of ego either. It's the self-destructive kind. But because you're actually dismantling things, when you're an advanced beginner at anything, you made a significant change. And so with that, you know, you got to shed. Anytime you're learning something new, you got to shed something old. So when you get to that point and like, okay, for the sake of like an injury, right? The advanced beginner stage would be like when the scab comes off, but it's still moist underneath, you know, raw and red, and it's still, you know, sticky with the skin juice. It's probably because you picked it off, but anyway, that area, some things had to go in order for, you see what I'm saying? So, yep. Big old change. If you build a wall, if you build a home on a foundation of secrets, it will most assuredly fall. But in order to be in a position to cast judgments on preconceived notions about someone means that you are sitting on a foundation of something that is not steady, is not stable. But right, for the sake of it, we're talking about gossip. Gossip ain't steady. Shit, fluid is all outdoors. Five of Cups and Temperance. And it's just like, you know, you ever catch yourself just like deep off in a session? Like deep off in a session. And you walk away and you're just like, oh, I really shouldn't have said all of that. Did I need to say all of that? I mean, yes, there's comedic effect, and that's, you know, it's a thing, but was that necessary? Did they really need to know that? Five of Cups. Looking back on something that will never, ever, ever be the same. You'll never get those moments back. You can't take those words back either. And it's like, well, if you pass judgment, just how much of yourself are you exposing? And the reason we talk about other people is because we don't want to talk about ourselves. Not that shit. So, with the Temperance, there have been some changes, you know, some realizations, some decisions that, you know, maybe you don't want to be like this anymore. Maybe you don't want to pass judgment. I mean, because honestly, what has your strongly held opinion about somebody else and what they do in their private time, how has that increased your station in life? Show me on this map. And you want to increase your station in life, and you are understanding that this component, it doesn't fit. Creator, Chariot. So the advice is just to go where shit's quiet, you know, and it's quiet when we're not gossiping about people because we're too busy focusing on ourselves and our trajectory. Again, everybody wins when you mind your own business. That's short. That's really short. One more, please. Okay. Warden of Crystals, Divine, the World. You know what, lovers? Warden of Cups and Page of Daggers. Everybody wins. Money's better. Path to source is stronger. Because that's a whole thing. You know, the main goal is to strengthen. One moment, please. Okay, so our main goal is to strengthen our communication and our relationship with Source. Our relationship with Source will not be tainted. Not a true one. Not a true one. Will not be tainted by idle gossip. That's a done deal. Lovers, Warden of Cups, and the Page of Daggers. We want to be seen. One moment, Callie. Okay. Whew. Groceries procured. All right. We all want to be seen. And we want to see the fullness of ourselves within. So we have to retrain those thoughts away from casting judgments based off of preconceived notions, aka judging people too hardly, aka gossiping. Because everything that all the faults that we see in others are a reflection of traits that we see within ourselves that we don't like. Argue with your mama. And that energy would be better served addressing those things that we don't like about ourselves and adjusting those than to discuss with no intention of coming to a conclusion the dealings of other people. Okay, thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today. And until we meet again, remember to be good to yourselves and to each other. I will see you next time. Bye now.